I may not be my brother's keeper, but I am on a mother effing boat. Cheese up!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
How cool do we look? Yeah.
Really, we're on a boat.
All of a sudden, I'm feeling too old to be on this show. Yeah. Definitely not my dancing forte.
If this reminds me of middle school, I don't know what that says.
That means it says you're young.
Oh, but Marissa, keep it going for sure.
Yeah.
I don't care how old we feel.
When is the last time you've been on a boat?
Pretty
2 days
recently,
ago.
actually.
Everyone's like,
You're like
Damn.
yesterday.
yeah.
First world
Came off
problems
the
for
boat.
sure. Guys, welcome back to Floribama Shore, episode 5. I am Roxy Striar, here alongside Morgan
Morgan.
Willett.
Hey guys, I mean, Kevin's not here to say it, but it just has such a nice ring to it.
I didn't do a good job with Morgan.
That actually is pretty spot.
I'm a Bostonian too.
That's pretty spot. I think it's when I say it, I'm like, what do I sound like? Y'all,
What do you say? How do you say it?
Morgan.
That sounds pretty good.
We're gonna work on it.
You gotta try less hard.
Okay.
Because it takes you
Morgan.
too long to get it out.
Morgan.
Bagging.
Anyways,
Yeah.
hey guys, I'm here. Bryce, you take it away.
Yeah.
I love your name the most.
Bryce, the Desperation McLeay. I love it.
Yes, I'm here. I'm more desperate than ever.
We have
What
no
do
words
we
know
for
what
that.
means.
What
I don't
does
even know
that-
what that means.
You just caused me to legitimately spit. I'm sure on camera that looked really good. More desperate than ever. What happened to you this week?
Well, no, I mean just watching the episode. I feel a little bit better about myself after viewing this episode and all these people.
Low key, same. That's one of my favorite things about watching these. I walk out and I'm like, I'm doing all right.
I'm killing it.
Like, getting up on time, not completely wasted all the time.
No fights.
Yeah,
not
didn't
starting
punch anybody
fights.
Didn't
tonight.
get decked in the face.
Certainly had a few years of my younger years where fights were on the table every night.
really?
So glad
Like
to be
physical,
past that.
or-
There was a fighting phase. When you're small, you got to make up for it somehow. I'm not recommending this. I'm just stating facts.
I mean,
Right.
the key is, did you win the fights?
yeah, I was a scrappy little one.
That's all
For
that
sure,
matters.
scrappy. Never started them, always finished them. But
Key.
That's the best.
we are missing our Kevin K. Wow Undergaro today. You guys can find him at Undergaro. He is still watching, but he's on a secret mission. We actually sent him to Panama City.
Right.
Scoping out.
That's where it is, right? Panama City Beach? Is that what it's called?
Panama City Beach.
I keep forgetting. Like, for some reason, because I'm a Boston girl, Jersey Shore, I was like, oh, I've been there. I know it.
Yeah.
Every time we're here, I'm like, where are they?
I'm just like,
What
what is
is this place?
Floribama? I'm like, what place is that?
Well, it is. I feel like
Is it,
I've only
Justin?
been. I was there. I went to, where did I go? Like some
A bar?
Yeah, I went to Jimmy Buffett's like
Just a wild
cheeseburger
guess.
in paradise or something. I think I was there for a couple hours, but it is like pretty a long stretch of land. Like I don't really. It seems like they're so contained in like one area. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I always feel like they're at the house and they're at that one beach, and I feel like there is more.
I wonder how
beach
many
life.
beachfronts in the States we could do this at.
Oh, several.
I want a Galveston Shores.
Yeah.
I want.
I don't even know what you just said.
It's in Texas, so I feel like MTV. If you do a Galveston Shores,
Yeah,
would go
you
on?
and your sister can go on it.
ooh, I don't know if me and my sister
Yeah,
should
you
go. We
have
would
to
just
go.
have fights in the house with ourselves,
that's
which just
wha-
defeat the purpose.
No, that would make the whole show worth it.
All right, MTV, I'm ready. My parents aren't, but
You heard it here first.
Right.
She's ready to go. You guys can find her right
Wow.
here on the show.
Galveston's just such.
I
no
literally
one's
don't
fit.
know what that means. Like, I was thinking the Cape. Do you know what the Cape
Yeah,
is?
Yes, okay, I know
Or
that.
like even like South Carolina, you could do something.
We
Like
could do
Yeah,
California
Myrtle
one.
Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
I don't think
or-
California would work for this.
Well, it would be more like the OC.
Yeah,
Right.
not just.
I feel like they
work.
picked a perfect one for this show right
This
now.
is really
Agreed.
a
So I'm
good,
all about it.
Great
I'm about
place because
Yeah.
it is like it. People don't understand. Like even when I went down, like I told you guys, I visited just this last summer, and like even going down there, I really had no expectations. But I was like, this is nowhere like anywhere I've ever seen.
Are you the party animal of the show, of our after show?
I don't think so. I think
Ooh.
you are. I think Morgan probably is.
I
Maybe
feel like you're passing judgment.
I feel like
I
we
don't
need to
think
do a
so.
drink off on one of these nights
Yeah,
and
we can
see
go to
what
the
happens.
good night, and we can like maybe.
Oh,
you know,
the good night. It does have karaoke night too.
Right.
All right, we totally have gotten sidetracked here.
Sorry.
Marissa, keep us on track. Play us that the views here, whatever it is that says that we have wandered off. Yeah, Marissa, you're in on it with us. Okay, so we will get to the boat. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I love you, girl. That was awesome. Jeremiah. I have a feeling we're gonna have mixed feelings on him this episode. Jeremiah, we start this episode off, and it seems like everyone has relatively turned on him.
Yeah.
At first, last week, it was like, are they not going to say something about the fact that he keeps just standing there? And then this week, his boys even were like, yeah, so we're not mad about it, but you don't really have our backs.
Right.
What did you think? Is Jeremiah in the right in this situation or in the wrong?
Last week I was like, he's in the wrong. And this week I started to become a little bit more of Team Jeremiah. I'm sure it's going to be very, very short-lived. But I think whenever he explained it, you kind of were like, oh, like, and when he was like, I have younger brothers. I don't want them to see that. I was like, okay, I understand a little more.
Okay, but on that note, do you feel like he stopped and was like, how could I possibly explain this so that I don't have to fight?
Yeah.
What do I have?
That's what
My
I was
younger
thinking.
brothers.
Because then I was
Obviously.
thinking, I'm sure Kirk and Gus have siblings too, and they aren't using that as an excuse. So I'm
Gus
half
kind
on
of
the
did,
Jeremiah
didn't he?
train.
Well, Gus does have siblings also. I don't remember Kirk talking about siblings. Also, why are you assuming they both do? Just
I
do
think
most people
Gus
have siblings?
said.
I would
Gus
say-
Gus
did.
was talking about his
Gus
family. I don't know why I'm
was.
just assuming Kirk's from a big family.
Yeah.
Kirk.
I would
that's a great
I
big
would
family.
assume that too, though. I would think that they would all have siblings, except several of them don't.
I think I just assume the world has
Well,
siblings. which
we
I really
heard already
don't.
that Nilsa had a brother, which shocked me.
Yes.
Yes.
that is
We
shocking.
know that Jeremiah has siblings. That comes up later in this
Yep.
episod.
Yes.
We know that Gus has siblings. Courtney seems to be an only
Yeah.
child.
I think she is.
With her mom situation.
Cody, we don't know.
Amy has cousins.
Yeah, Amy's got
That
cousins,
are
which
not
can
great
sometimes be like
people.
siblings.
Yeah.
We'll find more about all of their
Yeah, yeah,
families,
yeah.
I think, as we go.
I agree.
What do you think, Bryce?
I feel like I kind of agree with Morgan. I mean, it's when you're listening to him talk, I was like, wow, this sounds, right. And I think that him, like, I was like, did Jeremiah just become the voice of reason on the show? and even later, which we'll get to, but I don't know. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, he has to also have people's back. If your friends are getting in fights, like, it's not like I wouldn't stand around either.
Well, my
but I
thing
do
is-
agree with him.
If his brothers got in a fight, he would step in.
Yes.
Right. So it's like,
When he says he has younger brothers, is he talking about Josh's
See,
age?
that's-
Or is he talking about little brothers? Because there is such a big difference. Then I also have brothers in their 20s versus I have 6-year-old brothers and I'm trying to be
Yeah.
a role model.
Yeah.
Like it is different. And I can't exactly explain why, but I just feel like it is. But I do think, as somebody who already mentioned, I have gotten in my fair share of fights before, which, by the way, I will say is the least sexy thing that anybody can do, man or woman. It's not a sexy thing. It's not like, ooh, there's that hot chick fighting. Like, it's never actually
I don't know.
cool. No,
Bryce, the desperation.
in your mind, desperation, it might be, but in actuality, it's not cute. It's not a cute look, so I don't recommend it as a way to pick up people of the sex that you're trying to attract. So I am somebody who has, but at the same time, I also think I'm a pretty fair person and I look at things objectively. And when I'm looking at Jeremiah, I'm realizing, no, you don't have to sock somebody in the face every time somebody else throws a punch. But you also don't have to walk a mile away and stand in a corner.
Yes, yeah.
There isn't a happy medium. There you can go and you can try to get the girls off. And if you take an elbow to the face when you're not fighting, that does happen sometimes.
Yeah,
So
and
sometimes
no-
you do get hit.
and I'm sure it wouldn't
But-
ruin his face.
But your brothers would never be like, what the hell with my brother trying to help get this girl to safety?
Yeah.
exactly.
Really? That's a bad move. So I have a hard time with him on this one. I have a hard time siding with him. He says, I have their backs to a certain extent.
That's when he.
That's not
There-
chill.
there is
so not
There's
chill.
no such thing as to a certain extent when it comes to having somebody's back.
Right.
You either do or you don't.
Right.
So anybody who says, I would take a bullet for them to a certain extent.
So then you wouldn't.
So
No.
So no.
Maybe in the foot and not
Yeah.
anywhere else.
And that's not
Still
really
taking a bullet.
like when it comes to that moment, you don't really
Yeah.
get to pick which body part you're taking the bullet in.
Right, and to your point too, it's like if the cops were to come over and like he would be. I mean, like there's very little that they could really accuse him of if he's just trying to help pull
Right.
people off.
Don't
start a
fist
fight.
Like,
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get. He was like, well, I'm not gonna go to jail and get a felony for fighting. But realistically, if you're doing what Gus did and literally backing people up, you're not going to jail for that.
Yeah.
Right,
So
and
now
even if
I'm-
you go to the jail like for a night, it's not like you're not gonna be
Exactly. You're
charged
not,
with anything.
You're gonna be okay.
More likely, one of these women is going to get a urinating in public
Yeah.
prior to you going to jail for what you're
Amy?
doing. Yeah, 100%.
Courtney, all of them.
They
More
like to
on
pee.
Jeremiah that didn't happen during this argument, but Jeremiah does talk about later on not being into KJ anymore, which is what I'm calling her because Kayla Jo, Kelly
Kathy
Jo,
Ho.
Kathy Ho.
Kathy O.
I
Kayla
just
Jo
can't
and
get there.
Mo.
I just can't get there. What do you?
Wiccan.
Is this gonna last? What do you guys think about KJ?
Well,
Ooh.
I don't think we've seen the last of her.
I don't
feel
either.
like there's no way. That was a very abrupt like ending for that story. If that is the case, it just seems like there would have to be. She would have something to say, or there would be some sort of confrontation between the two of them, at least, or not even a confrontation, but just a conversation.
Is she gonna bippity boppity boo her way back?
Oh, I think
into
so.
the-
I think
Well,
it's gonna
actually,
be.
I mean,
She's gonna s-
abracadabra.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Whatever.
Cinderella.
Wave her wand.
Yeah. I think what Jeremiah came to the conclusion, he mentioned that he tried hooking up with her. It failed. It didn't work. And I think that's when he was like, I'm over it.
You mean sex? I always get confused.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Hooking
Hunching.
Hunch.
Hunching, and that's having sex, or that's hooking up,
I-
or is hooking up having sex?
When I say hooking up, I usually mean having sex, but I
Yes,
know
I
a lot
agree.
of other people like
To me, that's a make out. Hooking up is
Really?
making out.
People
Having
have
sex
different-
is having sex.
People definitely have different definitions of it. Like
For sure.
hooking up doesn't necessarily mean sex to everybody, but
Because we know they've obviously, in my definition, hooked up, which means made
Yes.
out.
True, but
Yes.
yeah.
And we know that they've rolled around in bed, so that's probably some heavy petting. But now we
Definitely.
know that they haven't had sex, which is tamagan hooking up.
Right.
So-
I'll say hunching. Hunching, I think, will imply for us.
yeah,
having sex.
hunching is having sex because they specifically say hunching and then like wanting D.
Yeah,
So
but
it's like-
also like if you think about physically hunching, what else could that like?
Yeah.
I think we're talking
True.
oral and above,
Yeah.
Very true, very true.
like for things that you have to hunch for. This just got kind of strange. I don't think it's the last of KJ
No,
either.
I think she'll
No.
be back.
Definitely, just because I think the producers, if nothing else, will be like, Psst, KJ,
Yeah.
they're going to this bar tonight.
Yeah.
You should go. And KJ obviously doesn't mind the airtime.
No,
Girl's
she does
trying.
not. She
She wants to
definitely
make
likes it.
omelets in the house.
Yeah.
She wants to
She's taking
clean the
over that place.
house.
Yeah. Again, with what Kevin was talking about, though, going back to the Jeremiah thing, because I just keep thinking about it, he was sobbing. He was crying.
They all cry. All those guys
it's because
cry.
of my
That is the biggest turnoff to me.
brothers.
Some people like sensitive guys, but
I like a
that-
sensitive guy at moments, in the
At
same way that I
moments.
like sensitive girls. Like a sensitive friend, somebody who has empathy for other people
Mm-hmm.
and is in touch with their emotions is important.
Right.
But nobody wants a friend who cries all day long.
Right.
It's annoying.
Here's the thing.
And draining.
They only cry when their masculinity is being
Questioned.
Being questioned. So it's like they're using that as a defense mechanism with Gus. Even they both go like right to their families too, which is I mean, obviously that is a sensitive subject, but I mean, you don't need to cry about it. You're just being backed into a corner, so you're scared. So you have you need a defense.
And if it had only been the girls calling him out, he wouldn't have been upset.
No.
He would have gotten angry. But because it was the guys, he was like, oh crap, I can't have the guys turn on me. You
Yeah.
know, it's because of my
cry.
brothers. Moving on to the boat, mother
I'm on a
effers. Could be on a boat. Yeah. Why do we all feel the need
I
to
don't know.
wait for you on iTunes right now? Every time this song comes on, we do this really cool dance where you just kind of like Now you see me, now you don't with your hands.
Kind of do a half peace sign. but,
I'm
like,
doing
not
the
a
peace
full
sign. I
one.
think isn't this
Oh.
2 chains? I
What
don't-
is? Why do I do it with 3 fingers?
I feel like that's like a cooler peace sign. Like
That's
you're,
like
like
Edward
more...
Scissor. No, the penguin. That's like
That's what I was going for.
The penguin.
All right, so everybody has various levels of excited for this boat. Kirk is all about the boat. Really
Yeah.
wants to go on the
Set up
boat.
the boat.
Candice,
Nope.
not about the boat.
at all.
Nope to the boat. She doesn't like water. She
doesn't do water.
She doesn't do water, and she's just not in. For somebody who doesn't do water, girl really got in the water fast.
Yeah.
That could have been
Fully
edited.
immersed. Fully.
Floaties.
Also, why
All
was she
of
wearing
it.
jeans? Did anyone question why she was wearing jeans in the water?
Okay, here's what I
She
do.
was not wearing jeans in the water.
Fully was wearing pants.
No, she was not wearing pants.
Yes,
What
she-
are you referring to?
Go back.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna send
I
y'all
believe
pictures.
you. I will.
Literally in my notes, why is Candice wearing jeans?
I believe that you believe she was
Yeah,
wearing jeans.
I do.
I'm gonna find pictures.
Our girl Pimp Fried Rice, call in if you're listening right
Yeah.
now, because
I'm gonna find pictures.
you were not in jeans, and
Is it that
Moggan's trying to frame you.
Yeah,
either that
but she
or
was on
some
an
kind of
alligator.
sweatpants.
But okay, what I will say though is that if I'm going to a party and I don't want to get in the water, I do wear an outfit that's telling myself that I can't. I'm like, oh,
That's true.
this can't go in
Yeah.
the water. So I'm not saying she was wearing jeans, but
gonna
I
find
usually
photos.
do that. But then she does fully go in the water.
Like splishing, splashing.
Taking
Well,
a
and
bath
it didn't,
in.
and you said like it didn't take long at all. It
That
was
could have
like-
been editing, but
Yeah, true.
within 4 seconds she was
Right.
in. It was just
They were
pretty
like,
amusing.
even Candice got in the water. It's like that
she's
didn't last.
like
That lasted 5
Playing
minutes.
in the water on the
There's
alligator.
nothing more fun than pontooning.
Oh, I know.
Like, are you for real that we can't do this every weekend? Because that should be my life.
Yeah, no, I have a my parents have a pontoon boat at our house. We have a very
Stop
small,
it.
tiny little lake in Nebraska. I can't go to now.
So paint
But-
a
Where was our
Yeah.
invitation?
Yeah, so you
This is
guys
awkward.
next summer, let's go on the pontoon. But it is so much fun. It goes like 5 miles an hour, but that gives
all
you
you
a
need.
lot of time to drink.
Yes.
all you need.
Yeah.
That is so exactly what I want to do with my whole
Yes,
life.
Yes, every day.
I just want to have
Houseboat.
fun.
Just
They
get on a
are the
pontoon.
best for drinking because it's not like you're gonna spill anything. I hate when I'm on a
Like a speed or like a
your
bumpy.
motorboat and
Yeah.
and you're trying to guzzle it down and you just can't get
It's
it.
everywhere.
What
You
about a
just can't get
steamboat?
there.
You can get a-
Never had that
What
problem
party
before.
steamboat have you been on?
But like a nice
know.
sailboat
Party
or
barge.
pontoon.
Oh, a party barge is the best.
Do you think that they're really all starting to get along a little better? Like in moments like this, do you feel like, okay, maybe they are really friends?
I think so, but then again, it's like I could be with my worst enemy and somebody said pontoon boat, and I'm like, yes, everyone, let's go. It's like
It's hard to fight.
Right,
Yeah.
it's a fun outing. They're excited. They're out of the house. It's something different. So I'm like, I don't think they're gonna fight regardless. Like everyone's just excited to do something. But I don't know. I feel like I always say that, and then we always start each episode with a fight, and we end each episode with a fight.
It's just
So-
a weird. I feel like it's just a weird dynamic in the house because we have like they're fighting, and then they're like, yeah, we love each other, we have each other's backs, blah blah blah. It's like they can't make. It's like they're bipolar. The whole house is like they can't make up their mind about each other. So I feel like these outings and stuff do help solidify that, but I don't know if they would be if they left the house, that day that they would be like, oh, let's be friends forever.
I don't really go back and forth on people like this.
No,
Right.
neither do
Like
I.
there are some people I really don't like, and that's totally my prerogative. And there are some people that I love, but I don't really have people where I'm like, sometimes they're great, and other times I hate them. Like you kind of just have to pick.
Yeah.
I wonder if
At
it's
least at
because
one point.
alcohol's involved. Like maybe when they're super drunk is when the fights come out. When they're sober, they're like, "Oh, I do love these people."
And we don't really know how drunk they are
That's
half
true. I
of
would
this
love to
time.
know.
Yeah, Courtney's got it going on.
Right.
She doesn't leave the house without 20 shots.
She's been kind of quiet for
Yeah,
the
we didn't
last
even
couple
see her.
episodes. Yeah.
I loved her comments tonight. What did she say? About she literally was just like, I hate all of these homeschooled people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's like these homeschooled
That's the
losers. or
Courtney.
Yeah, I
something.
don't think either
the Courtney
one
I
of these
like.
homeschooled freaks are fun.
Which I kind of feel her on. Like, honestly, I would say I relate most to, at that age, Courtney. That's very much who I
Yeah.
was, like pissing in trash cans and just being
Yes.
a degenerate and having fun and not letting anything get in my way of having fun, but also being a good friend to your friends. And I feel like if I were her, I'd be looking at Jeremiah and be like, and it has nothing to do with him being homeschooled, by the way, but I would think to myself, okay, he's a good-looking kid, but he's not really fun. It's not like he's throwing him back and he's the life of the party and he's getting everybody to rage and he's getting in the fights and he's protecting them. Like, he's
Lecturing.
not that fun.
Yeah, he's always on a lecture
lecturing.
series.
No, he's just not that fun of a dude.
Right.
No, he's not fun at all.
His brother was a little more fun, which we will get to.
Oh, his brother.
The boat was kind of a lame experience. Other than this, we saw a dolphin, which we thought was a shark for 0.2 seconds.
Yes, once again.
Do we think there was actually a dolphin? Because if there,
The way it was edited, I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so, because it just fit well. Candice is scared. All of a sudden they see a shark, but it turns out to be a dolphin.
I'm also pretty positive I've seen that stock footage somewhere else before.
Like on Getty.
And why would a dolphin come that close? Like they're
To the
parked
shore?
very like on the sand.
Yeah.
I was like,
Walking.
And
Yeah.
that water was like urine colored
Yeah.
also, by the way. It was like green. It was
brave dolphin to
something-
come all the way up
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
that definitely got some trash and like
I am very unconvinced that any part of that was real.
Producers just yell shark. Somebody yell shark.
But the one thing that does convince me slightly is why did they then make it a dolphin? If they wanted to do it, then they would have kept it a
because
shark.
nothing was happening there. Like I think that they needed something to happen at that location.
But then I
because-
think they would have made it a shark if
Oh,
if
yeah.
it was fake.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
You
true.
know, so it's like if it was fake, then they would have
They
picked
kept
a lion.
But really, did anything happen like in that? I mean, but I
I'm
really
gonna
feel
say
like,
less than nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
All of the
way
things
less
didn't
than
happen.
nothing.
None of it happened.
They snorkeled a bit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Well, we came home. We had a lot more happen this episode. So
Mm-hmm.
the boat was one of the lower moments, but at least we had fun. Amy, my poor little Amy, my heart broke for her in this episode for multiple reasons. But the first time it broke is when she decided to call Logan.
Bad
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
Bad
Okay,
idea.
maybe it's a bad idea, but she didn't try to call him and say, I miss you, I
Right.
want a date.
She
I
wanted
want
her Ipsy.
Yeah, what is that? I was gonna ask
Which
you
honestly,
guys.
I would want my Ipsy too if I was missing all of them.
clue.
What is Ipsy?
I'm guessing a bag?
So it's a monthly subscription and you
Okay.
pay however much and they send you like a little box and it
It's
has
like Bert.
yeah, like a Birch box and it has makeup and all these things and I mean you pay your money so I would want my subscription especially if my ex was getting it. I don't know if
Wouldn't
I
you
would call
cancel
him.
it?
Yeah, or I'd just be like, "Hey mom, go get my Ipsy from his mailbox."
Or if you're friends with his mom still, which you said to
Just-
give it to.
yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do think she probably wanted a little bit of an excuse to hear his
Mm-hmm.
voice, which I completely relate to and understand.
I was just
Oh,
glad
for sure.
that he is so respectful and calls her dude.
I'm sensing the sarcasm here. This was brutal.
was
His
so
response was the heartbreaking part.
Just like
Like, what the action? All right, dude. All right, dude. All right, dude.
like I would be
That would
I have a
kill me.
name.
Go
10 years
kill
with
yourself.
somebody like that is. It's so passive aggressive and just I felt
What
for
a
her.
douchebag! Like he's slept with her cousins and her friends.
and knocked up a girl,
And
knocked
knocked
up
up some
another girl.
random
Okay,
girl.
all right. In all fairness to him, though, which there is really no supporting him, but for up until this point, I thought he knocked up her cousin.
So did I. That was a
But now-
that was
It's
a
not her
misconception.
cousin.
But now it's clarified that he slept with the cousin and the friends, but knocked up a random.
right.
Oh,
Which-
which is worse?
It's
Cousin would be worse.
cousin's
for me.
definitely
Yeah,
worse.
yeah,
So
cousin.
he's still the scum of the earth, but for her sake, I'm glad her cousin isn't having his baby.
Correct.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. Or her friend. Even her friend would be
Yeah,
bad
at least it's a
too.
rando she probably will never see.
Since Morgan was telling us about her gorgeousness on Instagram these
yeah,
days
she's
and
looking
and the images,
fine.
hey, I've been checking her out, and Amy has.
I gotta look at her.
She's gone to work.
She
she's
has
doing the
done
damn
a
thing with her hair and her makeup, and
180.
yeah,
her body
she
looks great.
amazing.
I'm like, yeah, Logan, you look at her now, and you can't get her back because you have a baby
Bitch.
now.
Well, the thing about her is like
talking to you, Logan.
she does have a really good personality. I mean, like,
does.
and that's not condescending at all. It's just like she really had like I feel like a lot of guys, even Kirk was like, which we can get to later, but he
Ugh.
was like attracted to to her personality, and I
Yeah.
think she's very confident. She knows, who she is and what she wants. At least I feel like, and she wants to. At least this summer is just really wants to party.
I like that she seems to care the least.
yeah,
What
I would
the,
be
what
like
the
her.
guys think of her in some sense. Like, I'm not saying it wouldn't hurt her to have them think she's ugly, but she's like, I'll go at them. I don't care. I feel like the other girls are like, oh no, are the guys gonna not like me or not talk
Right.
to me all summer? She's just like, F you, F you, F
Like,
you.
I
F
wouldn't
you.
hook up with any of you, and I was like, good for you. At least
And I really. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it. We're
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
to that. Let's go to our girl Candice. She finally has a storyline. The first
Yes.
one of this
yes,
entire.
and I love her.
We're on episode 5, and Candice is finally getting some air time. Yes, girl. Yes.
Love her.
What What did Josh get introduced to her as? Candy cane, are they calling her?
They call it candy cane.
Yeah.
Oh, because he has nicknames for everybody, I think. doesn't
Yeah,
he?
but I
'Cause
was
he
like, she's
said,
Pimp Fried Rice, didn't you know?
No, that's a way better name.
Candy cane?
Candy cane. No,
Yeah,
she's not
can
a
she
candy-
get? Can
She's
she like
like
relay
sassy
that
for
to
candy
them?
cane.
Yeah, I don't know. She has to. And I feel like
Pimp
that would
fried rice.
fly. Who wouldn't want some Pimp Fried Rice?
Absolutely.
By the way, love fried rice. Like,
I make
what
it
is
Panda
better than
Express
fried rice?
fried rice is.
All right, you're working.
You can make some. You can make it.
the
You can make it like you can make it pretty easily.
and anything you want.
yeah.
Always add egg.
Always
you
add
can't
egg.
Always
have
add egg.
fried
I've been
so
adding.
rude
I've
not
been,
to.
I've been eating rice with egg like for probably 5 days straight.
I add egg to places
Just
that
white-
it does
white
not
rice?
belong.
with egg.
yes.
Okay.
And a
judging
little
you.
tiny bit of soy sauce.
So are you pimp white rice?
White.
Rice.
Pimp
Pimp rice.
Pimp fried rice.
Yeah.
That is better than.
That's right.
That's so good.
That's
it's
what
almost as good as the
everybody used to
desperation.
call me that when I was little. Like when I was little, I was like Bryce Aroni, like Bryce,
Oh, your name's
Bryce,
so good
Spanish
for
Bryce,
things.
Bryce,
Are you
chicken
Spanish?
fried Bryce. No,
No.
Uh-huh.
I'm very
never
Irish.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So Candice is on this little. I wanted to call it a date beforehand, but now I refuse to call it a date with
I
Matthew.
don't like him.
No. And
do
I
not
feel like
like
she's
him.
got good taste, and he was cute,
He was cute.
but no.
I was
But no.
I was fully on the Matthew train whenever he was like, I'm 31, I'm in the military. I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh, a mature man. Then he was like, yeah, I love strip clubs.
But I love that
Strippers.
I love when they're like
Yeah.
somebody's in 30 or 31. They're like, you're so old.
Yeah, they're
it's
like,
actually
she's shocked
not.
that he.
I'm gonna cry every time.
She was shocked that he didn't have a kid, that he hasn't been married before, that he was like all these other things. You're like, he's 31.
31. Yeah, I know. I'm 26, but I'm feeling that difference between when I was 21. Like 21, 22, 23, I was still like, I'm cool. I'm
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
26. Now I'm relating to the 30-year-olds, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we're not old, bitch.
Get
Okay,
Young.
Just
we
get
can drink
ready.
you under the table. Our hangovers are a little worse. So what? So what?
I'm not looking
So
forward to that.
Matthew did two major no-nos. The first one is that he didn't deny sleeping with the strippers.
right.
I don't mind that you go to the strip club, but
don't say you
like,
sleep with
don't
them.
sleep with the strippers. And if you do, don't tell me on the first
did you-
First
date.
date.
And did
First-
you pay or not? There's a big difference
There-
too.
there is a huge
Right.
difference. And did you wrap it up or not?
Right.
So
That's the
many
key.
differences.
Oh,
Like you
so
have
many
no babies
things.
that you know about, or you have no babies. So the stripper stuff was no. But it wasn't as bad as the next part of the conversation, which is that never, in any capacity, should your pubic hair come up on the first date.
And even second, third, I would give it a month.
Yeah.
When he
Or
said that, I
wait,
was like,
time.
or wait until they find out.
Yeah.
and then bring it up.
Why do you need to preface your pubes?
No, I don't think
Especially
there's
when
any
you
reason to.
have a lack of them. Like if you wanted to tell somebody beforehand, like, hey, just so you know, I'm like a wild child and I keep it dirty or whatever. Ew, but okay. But like what you're saying is I'm very groomed so it doesn't smell when you go down there.
I'd be like,
The other thing is like just
Bye.
leave it at the like I've got sand, like that's a common phrase, like I got sand in places that I've never thought I could have.
Leave
Like
it.
leave it there. Don't go further. At least not at this point.
Why? Like
dude-
just weird. And you know you're being filmed. So this is so
This is on
strange.
He's
the
really,
internet
really
forever.
nervous.
I think he was probably super nervous. And
just-
she's so hot.
But you guys, did you
beautiful.
forget the last? You're forgetting the last part, which is that he was leering over women
That's
and
what
asking
made
what the
me-
doll, asking where he should have brought his wands.
That's what made me the most mad. I was like, you're with a beautiful
Okay,
girl.
but-
Don't look at her.
But I think that that's just dating guys in general.
True.
Guys look, they're stupid.
but you
and
don't
they
broadcast
look around.
it.
A lot of them do. So
oh.
you're doing better
job.
than most.
That's
Thank you.
But the other two were like, I've never seen this before. I've never seen somebody on a first date talk about sleeping with strippers
No.
and then talk about
Their
what he
pubes.
does with his pubes.
It's
and he
funny
wanted
that-
to clarify that it wasn't just the shaft, which was like,
Yeah.
he's
Which
like,
that's
it's
what I
the
was like-
beans too. I was like, bro.
He's going to have a hard time dating after this one.
I think that luckily for him, he was so non-memorable that if I
true.
ran into him tomorrow, I wouldn't know it was him until he started talking about his pubes.
Which
I'd be
you
like,
know he
"Oh,
would
you're
at
that
the grocery
guy."
store.
You're
He'd
that
pull up
dude.
behind you. Hey, the beans. Stop it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm scarred.
Why?
Why? It's funny that she asked him though. Like that's just a funny follow-up question, like, did you sleep with the strippers? Like, after he's like, I
think she was just trying to make it
I
fun
think
and
she was too,
casual.
and it
Probably
was
not
really...
expecting that he would say, like,
Because
yes.
I love a good strip club, and I think they're so much fun. I love going. I try to go for my birthday every year. I just think that they're great, like so much fun. I enjoy it. But I think that if I was talking to a guy and he was like, "Oh yeah, I love the strip club," I would be like, "Oh, that's awesome. You know, as long as you don't sleep with the strippers."
Yeah.
Like I think that that's a joke that I could see
No,
myself
yeah, that's
even
what I
telling,
mean.
and then it's like
Oh.
crickets. You're not supposed to. Bro,
Matthew.
Brody,
Dude.
what is happening?
So much to
Gotta
learn.
get-
At least he walks her
Gotta get it
home.
together.
That will be probably not the last time we see
Probably
him,
not.
but
I
I think the last time Candice gives him a shot.
It was
for
nice.
her.
I mean, I really feel like she liked him too. She talked about him a lot, and he's been
blushed.
consistent. Yeah, she blushed.
She's like, but I'm black.
I know, that was so funny.
Still see it.
That was so funny. All right, the big meat of the episode is Josh coming.
Barrel-chested freedom fighter.
Yeah, cheese up. So Josh is the broha of Jeremiah. I call him a broha because he was such a broha. He was just like, yeah, I'm here with
Dabbing.
my weird kind of mother thing, bro,
was
hanging
disgusting.
loose.
I hate his hair.
Dabs. Yeah, he
Yeah, so many dabs.
dabs.
Also, dabs are what 7th grade boys do, and
Yes.
that went out of style about
Well,
2
they were
years
probably
ago.
watching Vine when they were in homeschooled. So
That's true. Ugh.
But this was actually, now that you mentioned 2 years ago, I was thinking about this. Amy on the phone with Logan mentioned picking up her box in May. So when do we think this was? If you get them once a month, not that it's 2 years ago, but that would make this seem to me like they were shooting this in June.
yeah, I think
That
they
would
were
make
shooting
sense.
this in. I think they were shooting this in summer.
But definitely summer because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
where they are. But I think that this was probably a June, July, possibly into August,
August.
shoot.
Makes sense.
But but dabs weren't really that much more in style.
No,
Especially
definitely
no.
not.
No. So I was trying to help you out, Josh, but I couldn't.
I feel like dabbing was like at least last year.
Yeah. Josh went to the restaurant at first. I love that Amy just started leaning into him.
Yeah.
She had
I
a lot of
love
questions
her.
for him, including, do you eat ass? And what he answers is, who doesn't?
Eat ass.
So, I'm not
Okay.
here to judge your sexual preferences in any kind of way. I know plenty of ass eaters, and I know plenty of people who don't eat ass. But
Or unless they're really clean.
Yeah.
I certainly don't feel like the response is, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Like that's not like one of
Yeah.
those. Do you brush your teeth in the morning?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Like, do you eat ass? Who doesn't? Like, I really feel like this.
Was
this
he about to get in a
homeschooled-
fight?
I feel like this homeschool boy truly believes that every person
that it's normal.
eats
Like,
ass. Like,
Probably because his brother told him that that's what you do.
yeah.
hey, bro.
Is his brother older,
I think his brother is older.
Jeremiah,
Oh, so
or
maybe
Josh?
that-
No, I think Josh is older.
And then maybe they have 2 youngers.
I think so.
Unless he was referring to Josh as one of the youngers, in which case,
Yeah.
lame-o.
But it seems it would be like, to your
does seem
point,
older.
doesn't make sense. Like why he would be like, oh, this he's a brother who's like the same age as him. Like,
Strange. What branch of the military did he say he was in? Did he say Air Force or Marines?
I think he said Marines. I could
Marines?
be very off about
Well,
that.
first of all, thank you for your service, Josh, obviously. And
Josh.
I preferred you to your brother, which is a separate thought, but I think that you were fun. And I thought he was respectful. And of siblings coming into shows and being disruptive, I thought he really wasn't. I thought he fit in and was a cool guy. At Coyote Ugly, he was having fun. I kind of feel bad for Jeremiah because Jeremiah pretty much gives Josh the steer clear of Nilsa talk, and Josh gives no Fs.
no.
Literally, Jeremiah turns around and they're just making out. And I was like, yes, Josh.
All right. Every time on one of these reality shows, like anytime I watch it on Jersey Shore or on The Challenge, the makeouts are so gross and sloppy, and you're like, ugh.
This was
what
like
do I-
a
always
stage
zoom in.
kiss.
This was sexy as hell. Oh,
Very classy.
I was like, Nilsa, damn girl. You
She had
look-
her shit together.
You look good. Josh, you look good. I was honestly feeling like I'm getting the tingles in places. Like, this kiss looked.
Oh my God.
This first kiss at the bar
Coyote Ugly.
was hot.
Fairy
though.
tale.
It was hot. No?
I love the kiss. I just wish Nilsa would have just shut her mouth right before, because the only thing she says to him, "You're so cute." You are so cute.
Okay, that's the only thing we saw.
That is true. They could have edited it.
I'm thinking,
But even
I'm
in
hoping.
bed, she would look at him and be like, "You're just so hot." I'm like,
But I'm
Elsa.
happy for her because
Me
she's
too, I am
she's
happy.
getting laid. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's okay just to have sex with somebody because they're hot.
but do you think they actually hunch? Do we think? Because they only showed some of the
I have
edits.
a hunch
I have a
that they
hunch
hunched.
that they hunched.
Ooh, do you think that there's gonna be an episode this season called Punching and Hunching?
Oh, please. Please.
If not, I'm gonna be upset. 'Cause
Or at least
that is
season
great.
2.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that
do
needs to be the
think
series season premiere.
I think they hunched because
think so.
she doesn't stop talking about how into him she is, and she hadn't stopped talking about previously how much she wanted to get laid, and
Yeah.
she had a dream about a toe in her vagine,
Toe in the cookie.
toe in the cook.
Oh,
So,
was
yeah.
that her? I thought that was Amy.
Yeah, it was Amy. Wait.
No. Amy said she had a sex dream, and Nelsa said, "Me
Oh,
too."
Toe in the
I
cookie.
There's a toe
And she
in that
can't
cookie.
depict her dreams from reality.
Yes.
So
So maybe she thought that it was Josh's toe, or who even
and
knows
nobody
when that was
can
shot.
either.
Yeah, I was into them, and when he's in her bed and Jeremiah's kind of lurking around outside, and the way he was looking, I felt like Jeremiah was a bit jealous. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Validation for her.
I think so too.
But
It's
did you guys see how everybody was like, everybody else but Nilsa, or like they were like, Josh is the exact same. Like he's just like Jeremiah, blah, 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 blah. And then Nilsa was like, he is the complete opposite of Jeremiah.
The way he
He's
looks, the way he
looks,
talks.
Yeah, like, okay.
like, keep telling yourself
Yeah.
that.
I did think he was not that similar to him personality-wise, though.
Personality. I think they look similar.
Yes.
Definitely
Yes.
look similar, but personality. I think
I agree with
Josh would
Courtney
fit
still.
in with this cast
Me
way
too.
more.
That's
than
what I was
Jeremiah
saying.
would. I think
That's what I was
Josh
saying.
might be too old,
season
you
2.
guys.
Because season 2.
From what we know from after this, Jeremiah gets into it again. He's on the opposite side of the
Yeah.
house members. So on our way back from Coyote Ugly, we have Kody and Amy and Kirk who kind of all get into it in the car. It starts with Amy being like, "No, I wouldn't tap that for you guys." And Kody was hitting on her.
Yeah, he
For
was
sure.
saying like, I would hook up with you. I would make you feel great, blah blah. And then she blatantly was like, I wouldn't hook up with any of y'all. I was like,
Yeah. She's like, "You guys are my brothers, and that would be weird." And then Kirk is like, "I guarantee you if I wanted to F you, I could," which is a very rude thing to say
And
to
then
somebody.
he turned around and said that he wouldn't F her with someone else's
Right.
dick.
both of them said that,
Yeah.
which is like you both were just kind of
I feel like they were
playing
just
the game.
butthurt because
Yes.
she
Totally.
said she didn't want to hook
Yeah.
up with them.
Yeah, and who knows whether she said it because she didn't think she could, or whether she said it because she really didn't want to. I don't really care about that. What I care about is the fact that Kody and Kirk were super aggressively rude back.
Yeah, they're so out of line.
Like for no reason. They could have just laughed it off, or they could have been like, oh, whatever. But I feel like
Love you
that,
too, sis.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Me
think
neither. You're
their
my homie.
egos, and I think it's because it was Kirk and Cody who don't seem like they have gotten a lot of attention from girls and haven't had the
That's a
hookups
good-
that
that's
Gus
good.
and Jeremiah. So I think the fact that
Good
them
point.
two were told, I would never hook up with you, they were like, well,
Yeah, their
I'm gonna
ego's
attack
bruised,
her.
obviously,
Yeah.
but-
Male
like,
ego.
Why do
Well,
you have
it's
to?
a
Why?
thing.
But why take her? I don't know. Why take her down? That doesn't
Especially
make
when
any
she
sense.
seems like she was like going through some self-confidence issues. I feel like they definitely probably knew
So
some things.
That's what Jeremiah says. And honestly, this kind of got back points for me for him because he will not physically fight. But the fact that I felt like this whole time he was just siding with the boys no matter what. And now when she can't even hear and to no benefit of his own, he stands up for her.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty chill.
I totally agree. I think that everything that he said was like right on the money, and those guys were just being like totally butthurt a-holes that didn't need to be doing. I mean, granted, everyone was drinking, but that doesn't matter. You don't say that stuff, especially when she's clearly going through some emotional distress.
Right.
Totally.
I got back on the Jeremiah. I don't know how long that'll last, but that put me on the Jeremiah train.
Yes. Although he does always try to take the higher ground, and I would understand as his roommate why that would be annoying.
That would be so
like
annoying.
sometimes when I'm drunk, I'm like, whatever, he's ugly, and like I don't even mean it in the moment, but like if somebody rejects me, I'm like, whatever, that ugly piece of crap who didn't want me. Like that's old Roxy. So like they kind of I think were just blowing off some steam, and him coming in being like, no, that is annoying.
When someone playing the devil's advocate all the time is just so annoying.
So
It's like just
annoying.
take like just either don't say anything at all or take my side just like
Right.
for this moment.
Right. So
But like what I was telling you earlier is like you'd say that Jeremiah, like we're saying, Jeremiah is always out of the, like, always not sticking up for anything. I feel like that's with Gus. Like, I feel like he's never, I mean, granted, he's like doing stuff, but like in this episode, we didn't see him do anything. And like, even
He was MIA tonight, too.
I didn't
Him and
think he
Courtney
had
were
any,
gone.
like, words at all.
But he didn't even say anything. Like, if Jeremiah's his boy, I just feel like he's not participating at all, at least being like, you know, you shouldn't do, I don't know. I just, that's what, because he's sitting there on the couch and is like not saying a word either way. Maybe he just want to get involved. It's still annoying.
Pick your battles kind of situation,
Yeah.
possibly.
True.
All right, let's get into our predictions. What is the schedule of this show? Are we running over the holidays?
AfterBuzz TV.
That's what I was curious about next week because of Christmas.
Marissa, if there's any way in the booth you could look up for us to see if what the episode schedule is, that would be cool. If not,
I had tried to see it earlier too, but it doesn't. It like only has the episodes that, like on Wikipedia at least, it only
Have
has the
aired?
episodes that ones that have aired.
yeah,
Interesting,
I'm not positive, but we did have scenes from next week. Katrina in the house. That's Nelson's friend who's got a hot little bod.
yeah.
She had a. Where are you
were
on
in?
Twitter? I'm
Yeah.
about to ask you, like, what are your workout
What
tips?
are
She
you
looked
doing?
good.
Yeah, she looked really good. I love that look too.
Sorry, so far all I know is that Floribama Shore is airing a brand new episode on Christmas.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. Christmas episode.
Christmas Day.
Wow, is that a week from
That's Monday. Yeah.
yesterday?
Monday, yeah.
So wow, but we don't know about after that. We'll keep you guys posted. A Christmas Floribama Shore.
Yeah.
I-
Nothing
That'd be
better.
festive.
Nothing.
Like, I feel like
Can't
that
wait
will
to
be an
watch
interesting
some-
thing to watch
I'm
with
gonna
the
make my
fam.
Yeah, I
grandparents
can't wait
watch
to
it with me.
sit down with
Grandma.
my
Please
family.
do. If you have your grandparents watch with you, please make them call in for our after show
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
give their thoughts.
my grandma actually is wild, believe it or not, and my grandpa just doesn't know what's going on in life. So it would be very comical for them to watch this. I'll see what I can do.
you let us know.
I'll feed them some wine.
Yeah.
But definitely, she looked great, and it seems like all the guys were crushing. I have a feeling that Gus is going to try,
think-
Jeremiah's going to
Yeah,
try.
I feel
Did they
like
get
Gus
in a
will
fight?
be successful.
they
Maybe,
get into a
I
little-
hope so.
Altercation or something.
Oh, are Jeremiah and Kody going to fight? Because we end this episode and they're like walking outside. And
But that wasn't Kody, that was Jeremiah and Gus, and Jeremiah flipping out at Gus for the girl crying.
Oh no, I think she means at the end.
at
of
the
the
end of this episode.
Oh.
Wasn't it Cody? And then they're like they walk
Yes,
outside.
yes,
and shut
yes,
the,
yes,
I don't
yes.
think they're gonna fight.
No.
All right, any other predictions for next week? Bryce. Sorry, the desperation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for getting my name correct. I think, yeah, I mean, it sounds like that this girl's going to be an issue. I wonder what Nils is going to do, if she's going to be like, if the guys are all going after her, if she's going to be like a little butthurt or something. They're all going after her friend and not her. 'cause
Well,
she
in case she's
thinks
butthurt, at least she's with a guy who eats ass. But
Oh, yes. I mean, well,
Can't
not
be too
anymore.
butthurt.
He already went home to wherever that was. He
we
already
don't
went
know
back
if
to
he's coming
homeschool.
back. You
To
think he's still
homeschool
homeschooled? How old is he? Gosh,
I don't know. They haven't gone to college, I don't think.
he's in the Marines.
Oh, right.
Still
okay.
being homeschooled now.
He probably still goes back for an algebra lesson once or twice.
Lord.
Maybe whatever
You
that
never know.
means. Morgan.
Ooh, I think it's gonna be between Jeremiah and Gus arguing over this hot bod friend. I think Gus is gonna be successful. And I think Jeremiah and Kody are gonna end up probably crying and hugging it out. Is my prediction.
Crying.
I
right.
really think they will.
They always cry.
Typically, I feel like it is the calm before the storm with people where if we don't see them in a week, the next week. So I feel like Courtney, either next show or the one after, is going to have something huge happen. Because
Yeah.
the way they edit these, I feel like that's definitely coming. Probably same with Gus. So
I
excited
think
to
Gus's
see that.
episode will be next week with whatever
Yes,
girls
seems like that. Maybe Gus
crying.
next, then Courtney after that. And I'm along for the ride. Also, Kevin, I know, would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, so make sure you message him at Undergaro everywhere on social media. I'm at Roxy Striar. We are at AfterBuzz TV, also on YouTube, on iTunes, wherever you are. Leave us that 5-star or that thumbs up. Write a comment. We read all of them. Love hearing
love
what you
them.
guys have to
Yes.
say. Morgan, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Morgan_Willett. I'm gonna work on a new name. Maybe I don't think Morgan's taken on Twitter, so stay
Just
tuned.
like straight up Morgan.
Morgan.
How you can spell it?
MAWGEN.
I think you got to throw an H in there.
And-
M-A-H.
MAH.
Morgan.
Morgan.
We'll work
We'll
on
work
it.
on
We'll
it.
work on it.
Bryce.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Bryce Advice for a lot of advice.
And any kind of desperation.
Any desperate. And if you want tips to how to be more desperate, I'm here.
So I'm assuming we're not going to be filming an episode on Christmas, so we will see you guys back after that. We really appreciate you tuning in. Love you lots. Chi-Chi's up.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.